All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Heriberto Garcia. I am professor on the Industrial Engineering Department in Monterrey, in the Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mexico. And I want to present this research related to a model to become a supply chain 4.0 based on a digital maturity perspective. Right now, supply chains are facing a huge problem related to this pandemic, this current disruption. However, previously they have other problems such as difficulties due to the turbulent market condition, due to the globalization of the market, complex business environment, customers which are more and more informed about products and change the feelings and share the intention of be loyal to one brand or one product. Instead, they are looking for different products that they feel they needed. And actually, these conditions are putting many enterprises in danger to be actually out of the market due to these conditions. Therefore, supply chain I require to be more intelligent, and the word smart or intelligent could be a little bit difficult to understand in terms of a process, in terms of operations. But this implies be more accurate in the decision, in making decisions based on information, based on predictive learning mechanisms, on autonomous decision to be faster in these processes. Regarding the literature, literature shows a wide range of scopes in order to promote these improvements, such as lean manufacturing and other supply chain trends like agility, resilience, reliability, or actually concepts related to Industry 4.0 initiative. Actually, supply chain 4.0 is one of the trending topics related to this digitalization process. Therefore, considering just the Industry 4.0 point of view, these tendencies is very attractive because it's a possibility to better understand my customers, react fast to the market condition and problems that are pop out in the market and this strange environment that the supply chain are facing right now. However, adopt this initiative is not a trivial journey. Could be actually complicated for many enterprises. Actually, some of them could be in the Industry 2.0 or 3.0 stage right now, and then jump to this initiative, Industry 4.0, is not a trivial process. Therefore, they are trying to look out for some methods or roadmaps in order to adopt this initiative, these concepts, but don't fail in the attempt to become a supply chain 4.0. Actually, if we think a little bit, just take some technology and put it in one process, not guarantee any kind of improvement. Actually, could be a problem for me. Maybe my organization isn't ready to adopt this technology, and this process could be instead of an improvement for my organization, could be actually a problem and create more rework, increase the non-value added activities and so on. Therefore, it's better if we try to first of all start with some analysis of the process and identify these non-value added activities and try to find a way in order to eliminate it. Therefore, in order to understand this kind of relationship among these initiatives and trends, we realize a literature review about these 5 different concepts: supply chain 4.0, supply chain agility, supply chain resilience, supply chain reliability, and the lean supply chain. And we realize that they are actually very related among them. And actually, the combination of some of these scopes, tools, and methods could be actually improving the results at the end of the adaptation process, mainly if we are trying to adopt the supply chain 4.0 concept. In order to proceed with our research, we set up some assumptions in order to be, and this assumption was very useful for us in order to be aligned to the research purposes. Because if we are trying to review the supply chain definitions, supply chain has a lot of possible definitions, a lot of models that are trying to represent the different processes and operations which integrates the supply chain. And for our research purposes, only we consider 4 different processes along the supply chain: procurement, warehousing, production, and distribution. As well, related to Industry 4.0 technological drivers, there are a lot of slight difference among the different technological drivers that are used, and moreover, daily could be added other driver technologies that could be improved or be useful in order to adopt the Industry 4.0 concepts. Right now, we use a previous research list of them in order to take advantage of a previous and tested list. As well, we try to find out several interactions among these supply chain concepts. And finally, we identified that lean is the most of the time, pardon me, the most of the time is a key facilitator of the Industry 4.0 adoption, and actually a catalyzer in the development of the supply chain trends like agility, resilience, and reliability. In order to develop our model, we start with the data gathering, and we collect several papers. The sample of paper was collected from the most common databases such as Emerald, ScienceDirect, and Elsevier databases. We take in account the span of time among the 2010 and the 2020. After that, we pass the sample of the papers to a second refinement process in order to identify duplicities or papers that maybe are in the title or keywords are using some words that are a keyword for us, but however, when we read the whole paper, maybe they are only focusing one of these trends and not necessarily in the interaction of them. Our third step was develop a relationship matrix in order to set the relationship among these features or elements relevant for the supply chains processes that we previously defined, and their interactions with Industry 4.0 technologies and drivers. A sample of this matrix is shown right now. We start including some features of the supply chain, and as well, we use the 4 different elements describing the supply chain processes, and as well the technologies of Industry 4.0. And in the middle, we have all these features and elements that are characteristics in order to provide a characterization of the ideal element in order to use these Industry 4.0 technologies. Finally, we use a relationship identification process in order to understand how this relationship could be more useful for us. When we are trying to adapt the different technologies, is very relevant to know how much it costs and if the technology is going to provide me the improvement that I am looking for. If not, I'm going to have a problem regarding the benefit and the cost of the improvement. Therefore, we are trying to figure out if we can understand how these different technologies and these different drivers could be actually putting in a roadmap for the adaptation of these technologies, and therefore any manager, any practitioner could be actually identify the better roadmap for adopt some supply chain and take and make better decisions to adopt this technology, these drivers. In this case, we use an algorithm to clustering and a clustering method, and we observe that the relationship that have several of these supply chain trends with the Industry 4.0 technologies could be actually mapped through a model. Finally, when we finish with this clustering process, we can identify these features that better describe a supply chain when reach the agility, when reach the reliability, or when is actually adopting the supply chain 4.0 in an advanced stage. The resulting model allows us to identify the elements needed to provide an implementation framework based on the relevance of these technological drivers as a result of the previous analysis of clustering. So if that, a manager could use this model as a guide to becoming supply chain 4.0. For example, we obtain the definition of using these blue keywords are actually some of the keywords which result in the most or the shortest, the most common element described when supply chain reach this agility stage in the highest maturity level process. As well, we define the same thing for resilience and reliability and supply chain 4.0. As a result, we are able to define a set of levels, and we define 6 levels, starting in the level 0, which is undeveloped. And at this point, enterprises, organizations are not looking the application of Industry 4.0, maybe because they don't know the benefits of the initiative, or maybe they are not willing to change their processes. Up to a level 5, which is leadership, when actually an organization becomes benchmarking in the market and could be actually be used for examples, and the employees are actually be part of an improvement process for customers and suppliers. As a result as well, regarding each of the maturity levels, we are able to find for each supply chain trends how the different Industry 4.0 drivers could be actually adopted. If you see, for instance, in the resilience supply chain trend, simulation, data collection, and business intelligence were very useful at the beginning of the process, and this arrangement could be useful for managers in order to define which drivers could be adopted at the early stages of each supply chain trends. Other model elements are related to technological and organizational innovations, because we believe that innovation is responsible for and very important in the process. As well, work culture, talent, leadership, and change management. Finally, we realized that there are a lot of relationship among the different elements with Lean. Lean was confirmed as a stepping stone to the development of the model, and the different elements are actually improved when they are working together in order to reach this process of adoption of any of these supply chain trends. Therefore, the proposed model includes all these elements, putting as a foundation of the process the Lean thinking culture and leadership. Improve, first of all, my process, eliminate all the non-value added activities, and initiating with this leadership process in order to develop my people skill interest in the topics. As well, include change management and work culture as a very important process and step. And finally, start with all these digitalization skills that are going to be needed. If you can see technological and organizational processes innovation are required to dampen all this disruption that could be presented in the supply chain process. And finally, the main pillar, the principal pillar, is going to be a synergic relationship among these supply chain tendencies. Finally, we provide a framework which could be an assessment process and could be used for manager and practitioners in order to diagnostic the supply chain and define the roadmap to improve and move from one maturity level to other. Conclusion of future research, well, we define this model. We are proposing this model. We are looking for some tool that could help managers and practitioners to define which Industry 4.0 technological driver could be implemented, first of all, at the beginning stages or in advanced stages of one of the supply chain trends adoption processes, as well, how to integrate all of them to become a supply chain 4.0 organization. Obviously, one of the main points of this element is based on the employees of the enterprises. Therefore, we recommend future research about the evolution and the employee's role as a worker 4.0, for instance. Thank you. This is my presentation for you this morning.
And thank you.